Yeah. Peacemaker. That was a great show. I love the fact that you get to understand why Peacemaker's the way he is. He comes off kind of a jerk. And something that James Gunn, I've noticed, really has gotten good with is actually taking obscure characters or characters that don't have a lot of history so he can make them his own but yet still keep who they are. Because I think Peacemaker, the character's only been all together maybe 15 comic books. I know they had the Charlton thing, which they had the Charlton News thing on there. That was a nice little a wink and a nod. But they also had, I know he was on Crisis on Infinite Earths in like one page. And then they had like a little mini thing in the newer one. I think it was like 3 to 5 issues or something. And I'm talking about prior to the Suicide Squad. Because now Peacemaker is a part of the Suicide Squad and they've been fleshing him out. I'm talking about prior to that. Most people didn't know who he was. And the show holds the themes that I think he's gotten really good and known for, which is the friendship and how sometimes you need somebody in your corner and they can make all the difference. Now, Peacemaker's father, who's a white supremacist, and he has some other stuff. I also like the fact that James Gunn balanced what people would consider the SJW woke stuff by kind of attacking both sides because they're both stupid. And I thought it was great. And I was very thoroughly impressed the fact that he did that. So it was like, okay, you do it from the one side with like the climate change, different stuff like that. But then you have the other side with greed and corporate, and it played both sides pretty well to me. Also, everybody in the group, their relationship, they all had something. Like there was a running joke about Diebeard. And it came to such an amazing conclusion. There'd be so much more than what it was in a great way. And then on top of that, you also had the thing with Peacemaker himself. There was a lot of character growth, yet it also was difficult to change, which is how it should be. You can't expect someone to change overnight. And his relationship with all of them were something. Like, I like that Harcourt and him have seemed to be interested in each other, but that jerk of Peacemaker, he couldn't get past it for a minute. And I'm trying to remember the one girl's name. I really liked her. There was a lesbian character. I'm trying to say her name right. It's like Lucia. Leota. That's what it was. I had to think about that. Like, that relationship became very interesting because Leota, being a black lesbian, which is something the father would have been completely against, there was a connection with Peacemaker because she seemed to be able to tell there was something behind all of his bravado. That was awesome. I also like Harcourt because I liked her fighting style. She wasn't like the 110-pound girl fighting the 250-pound guy going, yeah, I can just punch you and beat you up. No, what she did was, it looked like she was using the keto and stuff. She actually used leverage because people don't realize no matter how big you are, if someone takes your finger and go like this and just takes it, it's going to hurt. If someone takes your wrist, your joints, if they manipulate them, you don't got to be big to manipulate them. So, but I liked her style because it wasn't a straight on. It was like a get, and lock. And she could take it. Now, she could throw kicks and stuff, yeah. And she could throw punches, but her main thing was to get you and like really lock you down. So I thought that was great. Everyone had their moments. Adrian Chase, Vigilante. Awesome. He had a Deadpool feel in every good way possible. Also really love this suit. Economos, I think his name is John. The guy who was the big dude that was like, yo, there's some kaiju in here. That guy was awesome because he had like a big arc himself. Augie, his dad, Peacemaker's dad, like that was some deep stuff. And you see there's a lot of trauma. And I thought it was cool how the show dealt with people's past traumas and people's things. And like Harcourt was a part of that, and Mum. How he Clemson Mum, and how he had like a lot of past bad and had to kind of make up for it. And there was redemption, there was family, there was friends, and you actually seen there was a feel that these characters really needed each other. Harcourt needed someone to bring her down. Peacemaker needed to belong, which they do mention that, but there's more to it than that. The villains were interesting. I thought they were very cool, even though they were a little tropey. But it really worked, and I just thought they had a very cool look, and I actually liked the idea for the whole Project Butterfly thing. I thought that was like very well done. And as usual, you also get the James Gunn big music trope. I noticed that since he's gotten into superheroes, like that's his thing, he always kind of puts a focus on music. I guess because music brings people together and it's a way for them to bond. And actually the music in this really connected some stuff. Judo Master, I thoroughly enjoyed. Short people, represent. Judo Master put the paws on people. Was there some changes to Judo Master? Sure. But for this, it fit. And I liked it. And also, I thought it was funny that he had all the green and versus what Judo Master used to do. But it made Judo Master something. Judo Master actually could, was a little bit badass. They kept the group small. The police had their own story arc. I like them. The opening to the show is great. With them with the serious faces just doing the whole... Like, it's just perfect how he did that. There's always weird details about characters to tell you how weird information can get around. When he was talking about Google and stuff, there was some really weird stuff that was like with some of the superheroes. Low-key, even though this takes place technically in the DCEU, they did mention Green Arrow exists there now. So that was interesting. Trying to do this with no like spoilers, of course. Eagly was incredible. I loved Eagly. I just thought Eagly was awesome. Which James Gunn usually puts an animal in there. Y'all know me. I love an animal companion. My favorite thing to play in D&D, even though I haven't played one in a while, is a Ranger Beastmaster. When I played World of Warcraft, I was the hunter with the beast. Like, I love that. So that was awesome. The action could be a little over the top for some people. For me, it was great. Kind of remind me of The Boys, where they would take some of the high school humor, college humor, and throw it in there. And it was like a little over the top. And then the violence was really there, but still weaved a very strong story about personal growth and stuff inside of it all. So that was awesome. Might be not for everybody on there because it was like horror movie level. I like there was references and things on his head, like, or put it on his ear, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers kind of feel. Alien, like they actually talk about like Alien and stuff like that. So that was really interesting. And you get to learn a lot about even characters you wouldn't think are in the series. You get to learn some things about just watching it. It's a great, there's a lot of secrets, but the way they play the secrets out and how people reveal them was very funny. But the mystery in the show didn't feel like he was stalling. It was like some people stall for time or because they don't know something. No, it felt like it was constantly building on itself, and I thought that was awesome. John Cena also pulled out some of his act chops. Like, I know John Cena's funny. He's done quite a few funny things. But there's a few moments where he like really like pulled out some real strong, deep emotions. And he was wrestling with some really deep stuff. And that's why Peacemaker was he was. And even his commentary about Batman, which people don't have to agree with me. I don't care. I agree with him. Somebody like the Joker needs to be put down. And it's actually kind of stupid that no one does. Now, we know why, because Joker sells. I'm just talking about from a logical sense. It's stupid. I don't care. You can go, Batman, I don't care. That's dumb. Joker's going to get out. That's just stupid. I might go down the path and never come back. Joker goes down the path every day. You could take out Joker. So, I found that funny and interesting. His commentary on. There are people who have counter arguments. You know which camp I'm on. But altogether, just the superheroes, the whole nine. The running jokes never felt overly ran. They actually really worked well. I love the relationship between Alada and her wife. Oh, I love that relationship. It felt natural. It felt normal. But yet, there was commentary about it, and it was very funny when she would when they would make comments because Peacemaker was a little bit off trying to get there. And there was, when you talk about PC, it was so well interwoven when they would do a thing that it felt like normal conversation. And that's appreciated. And I also really appreciated the fact that her relationship with her didn't feel like they were trying to beat me on the head. James Gunn treated the relationship like a normal relationship. As it should be. It's not that hard. They're too busy don't you see that love? Don't you feel this love? Like when Marvel was pushing the thing. The beautiful kiss on the Eternals. That's all I ever heard about. No, you don't need to promote it. I didn't even know she was a lesbian until the show did. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And he was like, yeah, that's just a part of it. And then kept it pushing. So overall, I think Peacemaker is a wonderful show. Definitely blew my mind. I enjoyed it. I rewatched episodes. It's great. Tell me what you think in the comments. That's the best I could do without spoilers. Geek Protagonist, you stay safe, you stay healthy, you stay real. And I'll see ya.